this is Jenna Burt, host of the Confessions of a Military Spouse podcast. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hello, my name's Kim Meyer, host of Choose to Rise. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. And when you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Choose to Rise, where I talk all about finding your inner strength, improving confidence, and loving who God made you to be. I bring tips and strategies and things that have helped me rise up to be my current best self, and hope that you can do the same. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can find my show on Apple Podcasts, publichousemedia.org, and chooseriseup.com. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming shows. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Your Life Matters podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Mariah White, and I am a passionate pediatric nurse practitioner and fired up health and happiness coach, here to deliver a simple message to you. This podcast is meant to provide a hope and a dream that fuels your soul to dream big and to dream bold, and to empower and inspire you to live out your wildest dreams and to grab a hold onto the unwavering truth that you were made for more. What's up, gang? I am so grateful that you're here, so excited, so humbled, so appreciative, and so blessed. I seriously just need to tell you that this podcast is something that just liberates me. It gives me such passion, it gives me such motivation, it gives me such drive, and I love showing up for you guys. Even today, showing up in the car with Bianca in the back, smacking on her hand like she is starving and the kid just ate, I swear to goodness. But I show up because I love you guys, and I'm here, and I want to give you guys tangible things that you can hold on to that would help you in your life the way that it's helped me in mine. So today I wanted to talk to you about something that is near and dear to my heart, and it's truly surrounded by goal setting and achieving and becoming your best self. This podcast is there to help you to become your best self, to live your best life, a life completely meant by design. And sometimes when you're on that road to a better life, your best life, something that is outside of yourself, such a huge goal, you have to mold or morph or become someone that nobody thought you were going to be, and someone you didn't think that you were going to be, but you have to put on that persona of being someone else. And I'm not saying you have to be fake, you're two-faced or anything like that. I mean, you step into the role of believing you are a six-figure earner, stepping into the role of believing that you are a $1 million earner, stepping into the role of believing that you are a successful, inspiring, empowering entrepreneur. For me, as a health and happiness coach, there is in the corporate company that I'm working through, or that I partner with, Beachbody, there is a certain rank that you can achieve. And the highest rank that there is what it's called a superstar 15-star diamond coach. And I think about the way that I run my business, the way that I interact, the way that I grow, and the way that I lead and mentor my team. I always say, hey guys, act and think and run your business like a CEO who's a 15-star superstar diamond coach. And I've said this to my team multiple times, and they sit there and they're like, what, Mariah, what do you mean? Like, why is that important? Because if I sit there and I take on the persona of a CEO, or I take on the persona of a superstar diamond coach, as that example, or I take on the thought process that I'm a successful, top-rated, most sought-out nurse practitioner in the Southwest Valley, I start to exude that confidence. I start to not only put out in the universe that is what's going to happen, and I'm putting those affirmations out, but I'm acting like that, and sooner or later, that goal, that person that you are, that person that you never thought you were going to be, or the person that people didn't think you were going to become, that's who you become. And then you're able to switch it from that's who I want to be to that's who I am. It is so important when you're going through goal setting and you're thinking about going after goals and high achieving and being at a high performing level that you are taking on that persona of that's who I am. When I sit there and I think about it, I think about I am one of the top 100 iTunes podcasts on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. I think that, I say that, I act like it. I interact with you guys. I talk about ratings and reviews the way that I would if I truly was on that board. I know that we are going to get to that top 100 iTunes podcast. I know it. But right now that we're not in that top 100, I'm acting like we are because I have this unwavering belief that it will happen. I have this unwavering belief that it will come true. Same thing as a nurse practitioner. I went and achieved my doctorate. I am Dr. Mariah White. I am proud to say that because I worked my butt off for it. I act like I am the most sought out nurse practitioner in the Southwest Valley. And you want to know something? I'm going to exude that. I'm going to believe that. I'm going to grow with that. I'm going to be confident like that because guess what? Then I become that. And I become what I put out there. Same thing when I talk about me as a health and happiness coach. I talk about how I am going to be $1 million earner. I'm going to be what's called the Legacy Club, which is all of the coaches that have established over $1 million in their business, which is truly possible. I start acting like that. I run my business like that. And for a long time, especially in the beginning, I was a baby coach and I had a couple of clientele that I was working with and really helping them get results. But I had the mindset that I'm a CEO. I'm running my own business. I started my own business and now I'm going to continue to grow it. And I had this mindset of like, I'm going to be a 6-figure earner. I am a CEO. And when those things become who you are, then you're able to say, man, the more that I put out there, the more that I acted like it, the more it came back. So I'm here to tell you guys that when you're sitting there and you're thinking about your goals and your dreams and your aspirations, go ahead and step into that role like you already are. The way that I ran my business as a baby coach versus when I shifted my mindset, even still as a baby coach, to a CEO, the business ran completely different. The way I ran my life was completely different. It was so meticulous. I would get up in the morning. I remember reading Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and mornings were something that were important to me. Doing my workout, making sure I was consistent, making sure I was showing up, making sure that I was doing all the things that I needed to do was so pivotal in my ability to mold into who I wanted to become. Now, I am a CEO of a business. I am a CEO of a business that I'm proud of. I am a top coach in a company that I am proud of. I help a lot of women and people get fit and healthy, but I most importantly help them live a life by design where they can gain financial freedom through this opportunity. I'm able to help women understand that they are able to be healthy and happy. I'm able to help women understand that they can make 6 and 7 figures in a side hustle business. I am proud to say those things, and it's because early on, 3.5 years ago, I stepped into that belief right away. I stepped into that belief that I was a great pediatric nurse practitioner. And now I know that I have amazing practices. My patients love me. I love them. And I know that people will refer other friends to me because of what I stepped into. It was so hard going from a nurse to a nurse practitioner because the roles are completely different. Everybody always said to me, well, you didn't have enough nursing experience. You were only a nurse for 3 years before you got your degree. Being a nurse and being a nurse practitioner, 2 very different things. Being a nurse did not prepare me to be a nurse practitioner. So when I stepped into the role of as an NP, of course I was nervous, of course I was worried, but guess what? I also had this confidence of I am going to be the best at my job and I am going to take the best care of my patients because I believe that I was meant and capable and able and destined to be in that role. And I took pride in that. I had that belief in that, and I stepped into that role. That's the same thing with anything. I truly believe if you are wanting to be the best spouse, if you're wanting to be the best mother, if you're wanting to live an extraordinary life, I think about that all the time. I write in my grateful journal and my gratitude journal and say, hey, I'm going to have an extraordinary relationship. I'm going to have an extraordinary marriage one day. I'm going to live an extraordinary life. I'm going to be an extraordinary mother. Every single day I show up for Bianca and I practice as if I am already in that mindset of this is who I am, because it's who I want to become. Guys, I need you to hear me when I say your goals will happen 10 times faster, not only if you level up and you're consistent and you show up every day, but if you already act like you've already achieved that goal. I don't know about you guys, but I know what we talked about at the beginning of the year about vision boards, and I had kind of walked you through on how I made a vision board, what I put on mine, and I sat there and I said, man, let me reassess it. So the other day I was looking at my vision board because it's a desktop on my computer, and I looked at how many goals I've already achieved, and it was because at the beginning of the year, I acted like I already achieved it. Now, don't get me wrong, there's goals that I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm going to hit it. I was just telling my team last night on a team call, man, I felt so defeated because I didn't hit a goal the way that I wanted to. And I felt like I was a failure. I was a bad mom. I was a bad leader. I was a bad coach. And I realized that when I looked at a different avenue of what my goal was, that I was still on track for my goal, but it was just the recognition right away I couldn't see. So I had to look at it in a different view. But the biggest takeaway of that is, even when you feel like you're failing, you still show up and act in that goal like you've already achieved it. Yes, you're not always going to hit goals. You're not always going to make dreams happen. But that doesn't mean that if you don't shoot for the moon, or shoot for the stars, you don't land on the moon. Guys, you got to go after your goals and your dreams like you have nothing to lose. Guys, you don't. We have one life to live. That's it. We get one shot. This isn't dress rehearsal. You get one shot to show up for your life. One shot to show up for your family. One shot to show up for your kids. One shot to show up for yourself. That's it. One shot. Guys, go out with a bang. Do what you gotta do and just show up. Make things happen in your life, but practice and go through the motions as if you've already achieved those things. You are incredible, and you are capable, and you are able in this life to become anything that it is that you want. You can do any of it. Any of it is possible. I promise you, just step into that role. Say you want to be, I get a lot of nurses who want to be a nurse practitioner going back to school. Start acting like one. I have so many moms who, maybe a single mom struggling, or, dealing with it by yourself, or maybe you're just a mom in general dealing with postpartum depression, or maybe you're just a mom. Step into the fact that you are an incredible mom. Even when you doubt it sometimes, you are an incredible mom. Because guess what? Your baby chose you. You are their mother. Same thing with your spouse. You want to be an incredible wife? Act like it. Step into it. Even if you're working on stuff, act like it every day. Believe that you are every day, because that is how you get that much closer to that dream and that goal. Guys, I need you to hear me. I need you to hear me, and I need you to believe that your dreams are right there. I have done this now for 3.5 years, where I have exhibited that belief that those goals have already happened, that those goals have already come true, that those dreams were who I was. And 2 weeks ago, I stood on the stage at Beachbody Coach Summit as a top coach with my beautiful daughter. That was a goal that I had set for myself 3.5 years ago. I just acted like it was already possible and it was already happening. And there I was on the stage because it happened. I sit there and I think about the day that I walked across the stage as Dr. Mariah White, and I sat there and I thought about how many days and times I had pictured that moment, hearing that name and that hard work coming to fruition. Guys, act like you've already achieved the goal, and the goal will happen. All right, guys, I want you to take time today to just meditate on your goals, on your visions, on your dreams. And I want you to figure out how you can exude a persona of already achieving it. I want you to think about how you can really step into that role of, okay, this is my goal. This is how that person who achieves that goal acts, and that's who I am going to become. And watch your dreams and your goals unravel and just happen. All right, guys, I love you. And until next Tuesday on another episode of Your Life Matters.